Hi there everybody, it's Dale Beaumont here from Business Blueprint and welcome to our latest Business Blueprint webinar. So our special guest presenter tonight, his name is Ed Chan. All right, Ed, over to you.
G'day Dale, g'day listeners, welcome. Tonight will be mainly for small businesses. Let's get on with it. This information I'm talking to you about is of a general nature. You need to get some personal advice to see whether it's applicable to you. Okay, the very last one is travelling allowances.
Yay. So this could be coming to like our conferences if you're from interstate, right? Or it could be going overseas. We've got a conference coming up in Thailand in April. And then of course, many people would be going on a family holiday a couple of times a year. So I'm very keen to know about this one.
Yes, it's called a reasonable travel allowance. And the tax department has tables where if you go to a certain city or you go to a certain country, they allow you a certain amount that you can claim without having to justify it. So, for example, you can go into the ATO website. It's called TD2017/19. So if you go in there, you can look at the table and all the numbers are there. But basically, just to explain how it works, if you were to go to Adelaide, for example, you can claim $285.70 as a daily allowance. Now, let's say your employer gave you $200 to go there every day for day. You have to show that as an income, but then you can claim $285.70 as a tax deduction. So if you were there for 10 days and you got $2,000 for travelling allowance, but you can actually claim more than that up to the allowance that the ATO has stipulated. So I'll just read out some of the other states. Like Darwin, it's $344.70. Melbourne is $301.70. Sydney is $313.70. And that's if you're earning an income of up to $120,000. If you earn more than $120,000, so up to $212,000, that daily rate goes up.
Okay, so if people are coming to Sydney 4 times a year for our conferences, some people are coming for 5 days at a time with a travel day on the other side, so that could be 20 days of the year. So that kind of adds up, right?
Yes, it does, but there is a condition that it has to be for work. For conferences, if it's to do with your work, then they look at it separately. It's a little bit complicated, but make sure they get some advice from their accountant before they claim it.
But while they're coming to our conferences, they're also networking and they're also telling people about their business. They're handing out business cards. They're doing prospecting and marketing for their business, right? Can you claim it that way?
Yes, you can. That's a business expense. So you wouldn't claim it under traveling. You would claim it under business expenses.
Nice. All right. And what about if, some of the stuff is like family holiday stuff as well? Is that like absolutely no-go? Or, is there a way that you could make it into having a business reason to travel?
They're pretty strict on it now. Even with rental properties now, they've now cut a lot of that out. The new rules cut out incidental business trips that are claimed where the predominant purpose is private. They won't allow that now. So again, it all comes back to your paperwork. So if your paperwork is good, then it's a matter of just sitting down with your accountant and making sure that your paperwork complies so you won't get in trouble.
Good. And then someone's asked the question, how much can we claim for overseas business travel?
When it comes the cost of the travel, like your airfares and so forth, they're all tax deductible as long as they're related to business. If it's all related to business and you've got a diary that shows that, then the cost of that is all deductible to you, but you have to be able to justify that it is business related.
Okay, so keeping a diary and make sure that you're collecting business cards from people, taking photos of the business activities that you're doing is all about like being able to prove that what your intention is around that travel.
That's right, exactly.
Okay, there's a couple of questions here. What is the case if you and your partner are both directors and you have to take your children with you?
The children is not tax deductible, even though you can't leave them at home, they're still not tax deductible. Even suits, sometimes like me, I've got to wear a suit for work, that's not tax deductible.
What about if you got your logo on the suit?
Yes, if you put your logo on the suit, you can claim all the cleaning and all that. In fact, that's why we have a logo on our suit. So as long as there is. The theory is that if you can wear it outside, it waters down your claim, but if you can't wear it outside, the company logo on it, then it is business.
So just having like initials on the sleeve probably doesn't count?
Not including a tattoo. You can't tattoo your arm and then claim all your food that you feed yourself.
That would be fun. With overseas, if the conference is a 2-day conference, so you're going to America, the conference is 2 days, but you need a couple of days before to get over jet lag, maybe a couple of days after to network with people that you've met at the conference, how many days can you turn that into if the conference is 2 days?
The predominant trip has to be business. Now, if the predominant trip was private and the business side of it was just incidental, then you won't get it as a deduction. If the business trip is the predominant reason for going over there, you'll get the business portion as a deduction, and then there'll be a private portion as well for the days. But if you're going there and it's taken you 2 days to get there, but the whole trip was to do with business, then the whole thing is deductible. It doesn't matter how long it takes to get there, but if the whole trip was to do with business, then the whole thing is deductible.
So, if you had to have a day or two layover because there was no other flights available, then you might be able to make it work.
Yes, that's correct. If you did a lot of private things, then
Yes.
it's questionable, yeah.